Shalom and good day all, this is Healing29 back again for some DC reviews, and in these DC reviews I'll be covering the new history of the DC Universe, Book 4, or Issue 4, and The Flash, Issue 26, to which we've got the return of Mark Waid on the title. I'll now get things ready and organised for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So, first things first, do these covers in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with what is being recorded in these history of the DC Universe? Sure enough, they do, to which I give the first cover a 7.5 out of 10 and the second an 8 out of 10. I'll use the variant cover to show around the beginning, middle, and of course the end in relation to the art. Starting now. So, as we move into these eras or of what's happening here, it seems to me that the time period of this is sort of like covering pre-New 52 into New 52 into Rebirth, plus a little bit after Rebirth, as to what's happening time-wise here. And as we get to have a bit of a look around, we of course get to see when our Super Sons came. And of course, we have Mark Waid practically doubling down and giving us the Brian Michael Bendis version of John Kent. When we know that this is the imposter John Kent, even though it's a bit disappointing to see him go this way. He would have been better off sort of like separating the John Kents, because there's been a John Samuel Kent, which is the original, the one that also was with Damian in the Super Sons. We've also had a John Lane Kent, which connects to the N52. And then there's whoever this imposter John Kent is right now. Of course, we get a covering of some of the events that have taken place, or a number of the events that have taken place. And of course, with the back providing any additional information as to where the sources came from. For the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. First things first, did we get anything story-wise, or time-wise in relation to the story? The closest we got was in relation to sort of like the New 52, the Rebirth universe, and the other things that have taken place. Of course, the location is taking place in the DC universe. And last but not least, we do get the story being written by Barry Allen, who is a Flash, along with seeing things in relation to the DC heroes and villains. My overall rating for it is a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into The Flash, issue 26. So, as we start to move into The Flash, issue 26, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? It does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So, as the story begins, we are following Wally West as things are drawing closer to the tournament. If it's one thing that this should not be, is a tournament. If anything, I think it would probably be best if it was a battle royale instead of a tournament of sorts. And not only that, I think a battle royale would make more sense in relation to what they've got planned. And it would probably bring more readers in. Just saying. So as we start to move around the middle of the story, we get to follow some of the things that are happening around with the character of Impulse. And of course, with Impulse being impulsive, he comes up with an incredible idea to try to attempt to kick Darkseid's butt from beginning, middle, and end, only for their butt to be kicked by beginning, middle, and end. Until last but not least, we catch up towards the end. For the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the story. Considering how far we are issue-wise, did they remember to bring in comic book references? You know what? They did. Thank you very much, because you know what that means? It will go towards the score, to which we had a link, a reference to the Justice League Omega Act, so that's something that came out recently, and also the JSA issue 6. Now, that would also be in reference to the one that came out recently or in the past year. Next is the area of time, to which we had now being used, as well as the year of 1908, one of the places that they do visit. Next is the locations, to which we see Arizona and, of course, the Justice League Watchtower. Last but not least, the cast of characters consisting of Wally West Flash, Bart Allen Impulse, Clark Kent Superman, Max Mercury, Doomsday / Time Trapper, Irie West, Jay West, Darkseid, and Jai. My overall rating for this is 7 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.